So coming out here after being in bed for a few days, definitely have some whey that's been sitting out too long, so we'll give that to the animals. Crock pot was just full of broth, and I restarted some soup for dinner. Our ferments are doing good. I don't know if you can see those bubbles, and that's fermenting. That means it's a nice good ferment. Those will be ready soon, or at least the onions will be. Pulled out raw liver and onions. We're gonna cook that tomorrow. We had some of these purees that we would add to sausage and ground beef for meatballs. So we happen to have these in our freezer. We're gonna try some tomorrow. The meatballs we actually had pre-made. Before we thought about the GAPS diet, were just sausage, beef, and a little bit of liver and onion puree. So we're gonna have that tonight with some extra beef because I don't know if we'll have enough, and some cooked carrots that we had made from the other day. That should be good for our family. And then some sauerkraut and ghee to go with that. And then all these pumpkins I need to cook and puree. We're gonna try pumpkin pancakes with the almond butter soon, and we're gonna try yogurt soon. Let's see. This is what I kind of expect when mom's in bed for 2 days and dad is taking care of her and 6 children. Lots of dishes around. The kids have been making their own mint tea. So today is day 4 for us. We've had a lot of chicken soup every single day with carrots and broccoli. We did have some onions and garlic at some points, but not everybody was eating them, so we stopped adding those. We've tried to have beef a few times boiled, and we are going to add our sauerkraut. We've been drinking the sauerkraut juice, but we're gonna actually add the sauerkraut because we've had sauerkraut for a long time, and our kids just love it, and they eat it by the bowl. And we're gonna add this tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna have some more liver, and we're gonna have some ripe avocado and yogurt. So that is introducing 2 new things because we're gonna have liver tonight, but they're all stage 1. Well, the liver is stage 1, so it shouldn't affect us at all. So we'll do the yogurt sensitivity test tonight on everybody, and then obviously if anybody reacts and has a red reaction on their wrist, then they won't get the yogurt with a little bit of honey for lunch. But if everybody's fine, we'll probably eat the yogurt. Once again, we've had raw dairy products for a long time, and since yogurt's a fermented dairy product, we'll probably start with a little bit, and then the main new thing would be ripe avocado. And we might take a step back after we've introduced those foods, build them up over the next few days, and make them into meals where we'll have eggs for a meal, and then we'll have our yogurt for a meal, and soup and broth in between, and extra meat and veggies, and all the meals together. Alright, I'm going to make some sour cream because we've been using ours, and I think we've accidentally used just regular cream a few times, but that's alright. We're going to add 1/4 cup. This is homemade yogurt I made. You can use other things, I think buttermilk and other things. You'd have to look them up. I'm going to put that with 1.5 cups of cream, and I'll mix that together. I'm going to do that for 2 of them since we really enjoyed our sour cream and our egg yolk custard, which is just about 7 egg yolks, a big scoop of the sour cream, and probably 2 spoonfuls of honey. Or no, I'm sorry, one spoonful. We tripled the recipe, so we did 2 big spoonfuls of honey, and it was and we put it in the refrigerator, so it was a nice cold treat for us, especially for the kids when they've been having warm soups all the time. So now we just mix this up. You look down at it. And then we're gonna let it sit out on the counter overnight, and then keep it in the fridge until we're ready to use it. Oren, what were you saying about this broth?
It's yellow.
It's yellow. Can I see it? Just a little bit. Good job. Wow, look how yellow that broth is. You seem like you liked it out there.
Mary, you want some?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You love this?
Yeah.
You love it? Come here.
What kind of broth is it?
I don't know.
You don't know? You
Chicken broth.
Is it? Yeah. Do you think you should go drink it at the table?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you love it.
Bye.
Dear, what did you want to say?
Dear Finn, I'm happy that you're gonna be buried. Dear Finn, I'm happy that you're gonna be buried.
I love you.
I love you so much.
What else did it say?
I hope God bless you.
Yeah, that's what you said. Your name?
Or your name is so funny. Finn is so funny. Happy birthday. I love you so much.
So, menu planning on the GAPS diet can be very exhausting and overwhelming. You have the introduction phases, which are separate from the dairy phases, from what I've researched. So, it's a balance of introducing these foods on the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then you also introduce ghee, and then you try fermented cream and kefir, and then butter, and you go down the dairy list. So it's a balance. For us, we've tried to introduce maybe one thing from stage 2, and then the next day we do a dairy and add our ghee, and then we'll add another thing from stage 2 and a couple more days, and keep having ghee and keep having raw egg yolks, for example. It's kind of overwhelming. Sometimes you have leftovers that you're trying to use, or leftovers not really anybody wants, but mom and dad might have to just drink them themselves and make something new for the kids. And then you're also trying to make sure you have enough at meal times that nobody ends up being hungry. I think we tried the GAPS diet a long time ago, and we only made it for a few days because I had not studied enough, and we did not have enough food, and everybody was pretty hungry, including myself. And I apparently didn't realize how sick I was. I had a lot of chronic health issues flare the past 5 years since that all happened. So as I'm planning, we're on day 4, and I had pre-made soups with cabbage, 2 of them, which we cannot have. A few extra meals when we get to those stages. Right now, we're focusing on onions, carrots, garlic, and zucchini squash as our vegetables. And I'm trying to mix those up with, we have a lot of chicken in our freezer, and then we have beef. And I've also gotten some pork from Butcherbox while we wait for our pig to be delivered sometime in January from a local farmer. And so mixing up the meats with the vegetables and then pureeing some. We really enjoyed zucchini boiled. You peel it, cut it up, boil it, pureeing that. That was a very filling meal, especially for my husband. He was surprised that he liked it, but he drank a lot of it. So we're going to make more of those. I feel like stage 2 has been really nice to having tea with honey and egg yolks with honey in our custard and adding sour cream to that. So we've had a few little extra things to make it manageable. We're going to try ginger tea just to switch it up and not use all of our mint leaves. But I was hoping in stage 3 and 4 we could add more vegetables, but you're actually adding other things. So we are just going to not add those vegetables. We're just going to add some. We might add some fermented sauerkraut because we've had that for so long. But we're not going to add any other vegetables outside of that. And I'm not sure when we're going to add nuts and fermented nuts. But we can try making the GAPS pancakes probably within 4 to 7 days. So depending on how all that goes. But we are going to introduce avocado, so that will give us a few more meal options. And then the sauerkraut. And then we're going to try to freshly press carrot juice before breakfast with some cream and just like and the egg yolks, and just make some sort of variation of what we've been drinking with fresh pressed carrot juice first thing in the morning. And if we can get our honey, our yogurt, we can have another meal option. So that's, I guess, my goal. I can't add too many new soups at this point. It's just varying what we have, but adding new meals of scrambled eggs and yogurt, and then the avocado to add some creaminess to soups and then to eggs. Hopefully that will be enough to carry us through the next week, and then we can start adding our Gaps pancakes. What I'm also noticing is I keep trying to plan the whole week because we need to get groceries from the store, and we're not following the plans because I realize I want to go slower, and the days actually are not as hard as I thought they would be, and the kids are full and we're full. So I don't want to get to a point though where we are tired of eating the same things over and over. So I think by adding the scrambled eggs, which I am not sure exactly if that is a stage 2 thing. We are scrambling them in boiled broth, so they're not on the pan getting brown. Anyways, all this to say that I think planning only 1 to 3 days in advance is going to be best for us, and just planning the next things that you might be able to have. So we're going to be juicing a lot of carrots. So we will be getting a lot of carrots from the store, and some more ginger root, zucchinis, organic pumpkins if they have them. We did add broccoli, even though you're not supposed to add broccoli yet. So we've been having broccoli, but we're cutting off as much of the stem as we can, and we're just getting the florets into our soups. So we might take a break from broccoli since we added that too soon, and just focus on carrots and zucchini and onions, and then pumpkin for the pancakes. We might get green apples because you can juice those within a week or two, or we just might wait until we go to the grocery store again next week. We're going pretty weekly right now, which is hard for me because I hate going to the grocery store, and luckily my husband is going right now for me. But I like to just have everything here and only go every 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes we even get a produce delivery once a month and work it out from there. But right now, I think the best thing is at least once, maybe even twice a week. If you're already going for something simple and you want to pick up a few vegetables, or if they didn't have something when you first went, you might have to go back because you don't have many options. You can't substitute as you usually do. So I think that's it for day 4. Yeah, it's been crazy. Of course, we had an extra spin in our schedule with our baby miscarrying and being delivered yesterday on day 3. But thank God we have what we need to continue the GAPS diet, and I personally think that this will help my healing and help me heal a lot quicker and hopefully get back onto my feet quicker, to be able to help everybody continue some deeper healing.